Yeah, what's going on, everyone? World Combat Sports here. Friday, you know what it is. I had to get back on here, like we said we would. I had to talk about this news that just dropped and hit the media airwaves. Fully lit, burning, incinerating, whatever you want to call it. You can see it from a distance, and that's all you hearing on the boxing outlets. The Bronze Bomber has signed to face Tyson Fury again in a rematch. Now, I know a lot of you out here, you feeling some type of way about it. And I know it's all good. I'm not going to prognosticate any negativity because I know it's all good. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just going to give y'all a little bit of time to drop in here and start dropping your comments on my topic. And it's what you think about the Bronze Bomber and Deontay Wilder signing to fight Luis King Kong Ortiz in September. And then in 2020, he's due to step back in the square and run it back with Tyson Fury. Man, I don't have to tell you. It's nobody else out here doing this. In the heavyweight division, it's none other, man. It's only one. Y'all need to understand, it's only one right now that's out here making moves like this. Y'all need to be gosh, man, excited. Just elated to the fact that we have someone up here making moves like Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber. You have to smile at stuff like this because all the talk, right, it's been going on from 2018 to now. And, Hearns and Joshua, when they actually tried to believe that they was going to dictate when to press the pedal, how much, what the room temperature is going to be, felt like they was leaders of this entire boxing game, and they was going to make all the decisions that didn't benefit Deontay Wilder. Even the fact on the ego last year, them two working in tandem, they was just up here just saying reckless abandonment, not showing Deontay Wilder any respect. Now what it is, they're playing the catch-up game. They're in chase. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to catch up. Because when you get somebody that's used to being a leader and he's saying, okay, everything I have to do to appease the fans, I'm gonna do that. So you want me to step up? High risk, low reward, I'll do that. They want 12 flat, I'll take it. No, that ain't good enough. 15. No, they changed the whole script again. The man was giving you what you want. You jumped on social media talking about give me 50 mil without getting permission from Eddie Hearns. And what happened? You made yourself look crazy. You should have never jumped on there and said you was going to take that 50 mil and then say you're not willing to sell your soul for the belts. It was only a matter of time before the toothpicks are in between your eyelids. Now you woke as hell, huh? 2 decisions on your fight week. I know you're feeling some type of way about it. No one's really communicating and talking and on their feet. No one's sitting down in happy hours talking about Anthony Joshua facing Ruiz. It's not happening. They're talking about the news in itself. You know how you looked at 300, the movie 300? You remember when he said, we'll fight in the shade? They said, our arrows will darken the sun. And then Leonidas said, well, I guess we'll fight in the shade then. And that's exactly what happened. Anthony Joshua is fighting in the shade right now. Because Deontay Wilder sent the arrows, man. He said, I'm not waiting for you to make any decisions. I'm going to go ahead and do what I have to do. Because when I was up there and I was trying to appease you all, you took my kindness for weakness. And now what? I'm pissed. What's going on? Unanimous decision. What's good with it? Donna, thanks for dropping in. Tony Snowflakes, what's good, man? Y'all new to the channel. Salute to you. This is WBC Deontay Wilder topic of discussion with him signing Luis King Kong Ortiz. And I know it's going to be some trolls on this channel because there was so many on my videos that was here to support Anthony Joshua. But what I don't like about trolls, you have to be consistent. If you're going to come in here and start talking reckless, right? At least be consistent with what you're talking about. Be consistent when Deontay get the knockout. Be consistent when Anthony Joshua don't perform the way he's supposed to, or he continued to chew on his foot because that's what he liked to taste. He keep putting it in his mouth every time, and that's the acquired taste that he's come acclimated to. It's just the same shit over and over again. He just don't get enough, man. He said he's gonna let his belt speak for him. How can your belt speak for you? When a person asks you a question, Anthony Joshua, you should answer them. You should say, hey, this is how I feel. As a fighter, this is how I feel. Don't redirect the question to the public. You can't do that shit over here in USA. I told you that before you even buckled up and took the flight over. I told you, don't come over here talking that nonsense to US fans when they ask you a straight, direct question. And you say, oh, let me ask the fans, what do you think? What do you think? Do you think, ask them that. Ask the US fans about, the same games. Every time y'all come over here, y'all got games to play. Just earlier, I was talking about how you came over here and wanted to say you asked 50 people, did they know Deontay Wilder? And they came out with some foolishness, right? Then I said, not 2 hours after that, what did I see online? They went out there with the same shit again, but now they try to make it comedic, like it was funny. They tried to make it seem like it was a little bit of humorous, scripted play now, because they know they fell short the first time they did it. So now they want to come up here and try to lighten up the mood. Because I'm gonna tell you, people, the zone is feeling the heat right now. I'm talking about like standing next to a volcano with the heat on. For real, they sweating big time. Respire Fit, what's up? What's up? Those of you that's checking in to the live chat, appreciate it. Unanimous decision, sports entertainment. I'm not sure what you're saying. You saw my picture on Facebook, didn't you? I'm not sure what you're saying there. Sports and entertainment. What picture you talking about? Fred Thomas back. Salute to you, Fred. Thanks for dropping in, man. He said, World Combat Sports, salute Champ Wilder. Keep dropping bombs on bodybuilder Champ Wilder versus Fury. Real talk there, Fred. Real talk. Those muscles cannot stand lifting this weight off his shoulders. That's a military press that he is not willing to lift on his own. Eddie Hearns can't sit up there and be a spotter for that. There's nothing Eddie Hearns can do. You can say on 3. Okay, Eddie? On 3. I'm going to try to lift these 2 fights. I'm going to try to feel better about myself. Just give me a minute. Okay, on 3, I want you to help me with this lift off. And then Eddie coming there. Excuse me? The only thing I lift is your paychecks. And I put them into the account. And I take mine off the top, I garnish, and then I return what's yours. That's the only thing I lift there, Joshua. You should know that already. I lift your checks, and I make sure I take my 65% off the top, and then I give you the remaining portion after you pay your handlers and everybody else. That's it. You know what I mean? It's nothing more, nothing less. Period. That's where we at. Oh, what's going on, Dion? Man, I didn't know that was you. What's good, bruh? Thanks for dropping in, man. You have that long name, man. Unanimous decision, sports and entertainment. I remember you telling me that. I totally forgot, man. I totally forgot, man. Salute. Thanks for dropping in. Fred Thomas said, my homeboy in New York, he said it was nothing but Brits at the weigh-in. Fred, man. Damn. That's just crazy, isn't it? That's real talk, what you just said. None but Brits at the weigh-ins. You know, I can't be mad because I sat up here and I was talking about this shit last year, man. When Joshua was sitting up here talking about he didn't need the US, he was gonna fight in the UK. He didn't need to come over here. And then you come over here to the US, right? And you don't even provide us the common courtesy. You don't provide us the common courtesy for media to step up and ask you the questions. They ask you the motherfucking questions. That's disrespectful, Joshua. You come over here with designated media who is following orders. All they are is myrmidons. They're following orders. They're not going to ask any questions, and they're not going to have you in an uncomfortable situation. Man, do you see the fighters that has competed before you, how intense the press week was between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury? Did you see how much back and forth verbal sparring went on? Did you see the press tour and week that went on with Deontay Wilder and Dominic Breazeale? And Anthony Joshua comes over here and he looks and sounds like elevator music. It's nothing exciting from that because Deontay Wilder already unrolled through NYC. All the energy left when he got on the plane after his first round knockout of Dominic Breazeale. All the energy was released out of NYC. Now we sit up here and like Fred just mentioned, all UK. Like I mentioned earlier, that's not the way we look. That's not natural. That environment and setting is not natural. It's too many people that look like his hometown crew that was over here. Did you hear the guy at the weigh-in say, tell Joshua he just can't walk away from the media? This guy truly has no heart when it comes to just facing the heat. He doesn't want Deontay Wilder to meet him one-on-one in the room and talk about anything. That's bullshit. Respire Fit Joshua team don't want that smoke. Real talk, man. Sports and Entertainment said this. Dion Fred said my father used to say muscles don't win fights. It don't, man. I seen some street cats, man, put the paws on some big dudes that was just too slow. I'm telling you, those muscles require oxygen and blood. And we all know how Anthony Joshua looked coming up out of the Olympics, didn't we? We seen that. And now he's all bulked up. And truly, like I said earlier, I truly don't think his body is acclimated to the muscles that he's acquired and how he acquired them. No one can tell me that Anthony Joshua was just sitting up here, you know, just eating all that steak, the best fish, the best steak. Hell no. Dude was huge. It reminded me of Drago and Rocky. Real talk. Brad Six said, wait and happen. Wait, what happened with Wilder? Fred Thomas say, smash the like button. I appreciate that, Fred. Thanks for the support, man. Y'all have to smash that like button. You know, I have like close to, 800,000 some views, right? And I only have 2,000 subscribers. What is wrong with that? Like I'm showing up and giving you the content that you want. It's professional fighters, some of the top tier names, y'all. What y'all want? You know, brother, ask for donations. Y'all act like, man, I haven't seen nothing. I haven't even seen you work, man. What have you did for this combat sports media, man? That's what we want to see. I'm telling you, this life that we live out here in this media segue is not easy. And I thank you for the ones who support Real Talk. I know I'm just jumping off on YouTube. It's only beginning. No, for sure. It's only beginning. I have to give a shout out to the ones who assisted. You know, I want to give a shout out to World Breaker Fight, man. Thanks for the assistance, man. Thanks for the handoff. Thanks for, kind of showing me some corners over here. Shout out to 78 Sports. You know what I'm saying? Smoke City Mobcast, LDBC. And I must repeat, I'm not a part of the LDBC, but I have listened and tuned in to those guys for quite some time now. If you look at my videos, I did a video. Before any of these dudes knew, I did a video on them because I'm a writer first. So I was just having some free time and I did a video on him. Tony Snowflake said, facts. I appreciate it. And thank you, Fred, for saying smash the like button. I appreciate that, man. Real talk. Y'all just don't know. Respire Fit said, I can't stand Eddie Hearns. He started first by trying to act like Wilder was nobody. Now talking like it's Wilder's fault. I'm going to get back to you, Respire Fit. Fred said, WCS, what they say he taking over American. Yeah, fucking right. That's like bringing sand to the beach. For real, man. Come on, man. How you taking over the U.S. footprint? I remember when Eddie Hearns came out talking about he had a $1 billion deal with the Zone, right? And if you read into it, you will find out it was contention on 2-year terms or whatever the case may be. But there's no way that you have these lions, these hyenas over here that's been in the promotion business for this long, and you're going to come across a pond, get out the canoe, and say, oh, I'm taking over. What? We have savages over here that's been in promotion business for decades, and you think you're going to come over here and just scoop it up and we're going to be at your mercy? Hell no. You know what? They teaching you a lesson there, Hearns. They teaching you a lesson. For real. I'll say it over and over again. The way people treated the Bronze Bomber last year when they was dangling the carrot in front of him, acting like they wanted to fight, but really they wasn't. They had all the plans in the world to face Alexander Povetkin, but they pretended like they wanted to step in there with the Bronze Bomber. You know why Anthony Joshua couldn't sign that? Because they had that 2-fight bogus Wembley deal set up. The Zone deal wouldn't have went through. And then that bogus WBA mandatory came up for him to fight Alexander Povetkin to sever the talks between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. The bogus talks that was going on. They got with the WBA and said, okay, we need for you to go ahead and put that mandatory bullshit out there. He has a week to commit to face Alexander Povetkin or he's going to be stripped. Man, that week came and went and nothing happened. Nothing happened to Anthony Joshua. He went in there September 22nd and faced Alexander Povetkin. He didn't sell it out. You Joshua fans out there, you trolls, right? Listen up. Like I told you before, hey, as many groups as I've been kicked out of, because I'm sitting up here debating with these fools, this emotional, butthurt Anthony Joshua fans, I just want you to know, Joshua sold out Wembley with a participant, a legend in Vladimir Klitschko. That is the only reason both of those individuals, one is a legend and one isn't. That's why you sold out. Anthony Joshua fans get on here talking about he's making 20, 25 million, 30 million. He's selling out Wembley. Man, the first time he went and fought Wembley, right? It was against a boxer called Matt Legg. No one knows who Matt Legg is. Look it up. He went in there with somebody by the name of Vladimir Klitschko, brother Vitaly Klitschko, legends in the sport. You know, not my cup of tea, but they did what they had to do during that time. And Anthony Joshua went in there and struggled. He struggled, but his trolling ass fanboys that get on here, the casuals, and boost this dude up, talking about he went in there and defeated Vladimir Klitschko. No, Vladimir gave up. He basically relinquished the torch. He haven't fought. He was inactive for close to a year and a half, right? He was on his feet in the 11th round when the referee stopped it. Isn't that the same way the referee stopped Carlos Takam in the 10th round? Isn't it? Carlos Takam would have finished that fight, and it would have gave Anthony Joshua his first decision. But the referee prematurely stopped it because that was the route they was taking. What happened? Joseph Parker came in there, ran, didn't attempt to defend his WBO title, lost it, first decision. What happened with Alexander Povetkin? All of a sudden, he loses all his wits. He was punishing Joshua early on. Then what happened, people? He goes out in the 7th round. Bullshit. Fred Thomas said, World Breaker Fighting is my brother from another mother. I support the real. Yeah, shout out to World Breaker, man. Salute to the content and where he has his platform set up. Real talk. Tony Snowflakes, World Breaker is how I found you, listening to you on World Breaker channel. I had this sub, appreciate your work. Hey, I appreciate that, Tony Snowflakes. Real talk, man. I got to give a salute to the brother for having me on. Listen, this is not my first introduction to those channels. I just been lying, doing my own thing, just being on Facebook. I've been tuning in for quite some time. Seriously, I've been tuning in for quite some time. I'm just now starting to get over here on YouTube. And yeah, quality content, man. Y'all make sure y'all tune in to World Breaker Fighting, 78 Sports, Smoke City Mobcast, Blue Blood. All them dudes that's a part of the LDBC, man. Tune in for that. I see Blue Blood all the time out here on the grind at these media events, at these boxing cards. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. Unfortunate, what happened to him. I'm not sure to the whole story, but you know how that goes. It's like out of all control. We can't stop that. Life Love, what's good with you? Life Love said Wilder knocking out Ortiz and Fury and AJ. Man, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be running in the streets, man. We're gonna all get together and grab some Roman candles and have a fight in the middle of the last place it's gonna take place. Whatever AJ fight, when he knock AJ out, we're gonna come out there with a barrel of Roman candles, man, and light the place up. I'm telling you, man. Deontay's gonna run the gauntlet on this, man. He's gonna knock out Ortiz early. This is not going like it did last time. He's gonna knock out Ortiz early, then he's gonna go in there and have a much easier time with Fury. He's gonna be in much better condition. He came in there at that particular weight, but this time it's gonna be a lot more weight on. And he said the second time he's stepping there with an opponent, he's definitely gonna have an easier time. I'm telling you, man. You look at Fury. Fury had Freddie Roach in his corner. Fury had dropped all the weight. He was on the media talking about his mental illness, PR, when Fury was an absolute nutcase before he went into his hiatus. For those of you that's out here love to jump on the Fury bandwagon, you all was not there before he went on his hiatus. This dude was jumping in the ring, taking off his jacket. If Deontay Wilder would have been that dude, you all would have vilified that man and straight up said, man, something wrong with this dude. He need to be checked out mentally. Look how he's in there screaming and yelling. Come on, have you ever heard a fighter besides Fury criticize and say the things he's saying about his compeers? Dossers, bums, shithouse. Have you ever heard a fighter, would you allow Deontay Wilder to get a pass if he said some shit like suck my nuts? Have you ever heard some shit over here in the US to that nature? Hey, bro, I'm gonna be honest. Like, the shit that comes out of their mouth, y'all need to stop giving these dudes a pass, because you would not give Deontay Wilder a pass if he was a former unified champion. He never defended the title. Fury picked up the titles, and within freaking 2 months, the IBF was gone, and you had Charles Martin and Gaskell fighting for it. He never defended a single title, but he's sitting up here talking about he's the lineal champion. Don't nobody give a damn about no lineal champion, man, really. Just like we don't give a damn about that IBO belt that Joshua has. And the WBA, WBO, okay. But we all know what the coveted belt is. That's WBC. Go get it. Man, everyone who's tuned in, go tell him to go get that WBC. Go get that smoke, Joshua. Go get that smoke, man. Life Love say he's going to demolish Fury. Fred Thomas said, I've been saying this for the longest, and I'm going to continue to say it. Deontay Wilder will knock out Anthony Joshua in 3 to 4 rounds. Hey, man, I have him knocking out Joshua in under 5 rounds. Pretty much consistent with the way my live's been since last year, when I felt that they may link up. but I felt it was bullshit. I feel that it's going to be on the 5 rounds, people. Life Love say, I can't wait to see him annihilate Fury. I'm looking forward to that smoke too, man. Because Fury, in one breath, he's going to say he's the fiercest puncher ever, right? And then you turn around and say he's a bum and call the man a bitch. How does that equate to what your word was once you came back from the light and the messengers warned you while you was unfucking conscious? They said once you begin to gain your consciousness and the oxygen and your blood levels level out, do not rematch him immediately. You understand me? Now, you're going to start to see the light slowly but surely, okay? You're going to come back to hearing the referees count. Jack Reese is right there on your right-hand side. Get up and make sure you balance yourself on Jack Reese. Whatever you do, make it to the final bell and do not sign on for a rematch until you fully recover. Because you got knocked the fuck out. Don't sign the rematch. So what he do? He didn't sign the rematch immediately. And then he turned around and say, okay, I think I'm ready to get knocked the fuck out again. So, okay, cool. What's my percentage again? All right, cool. Let's do this. Life Love say, Fury also on something cause him to be extremely jittery. Wilder's going to hit him. You know, the way Fury boxes is just the way he is there, Life Love. I'm like, the way Fury goes out here with this irky jerky motion of his, it's crazy. Like he can really stall you out. If you're a solid technically sound fighter, Fury can go in there and do the shit like he did to Klitschko. But when you find somebody like Deontay Wilder who isn't afraid to close the distance, if you look at the punch stats, y'all, he threw more punches than Tyson Fury. He was much more active. I know a lot of people just really scrutinize, Deontay Wilder missing punches or whatever. This is boxing. At least he was coming forward, attempting to strike, attempting to land, attempting to score effective punches to win the fight. You have to credit him for going in there and defending his title, not just standing out there doing the rope-a-dope or trying to, stay on the outside and play it safe. No, Deontay Wilder went in there to give it to Tyson Fury. And a lot of people just don't want to accept the fact that belt didn't change hands the way they thought it would be. If Deontay Wilder is that easy, then goddamn it, split the ropes and go handle business, because it ain't that easy. Watcher said Wilder already beat Fury. He won the first 4 rounds, then round 9, 11, and 12. Hey, put that in goddamn highlights, man. Put it in neons so that shit can blink over the skylight, because people just not hearing what you're saying, Watcher. They're not. I could even give Wilder round 8 because he threw more punches, went to the body more, and was the aggressor. Look, people was looking at Tyson Fury turning over his punches and landing, some combinations here and there. All right. But what they just don't want to look at is when you're entirely focused, those of you that's tuning in, when you're entirely focused on the fighter that you're favoring, your assessment is going to be ex parte. You're going to be extremely leaning to one side, because that's the fighter that you want to win. If you're a mainstream or purist and you look in between the fighters and you assess both fighters periodically, then you'll get a better assessment. But a lot of people was probably just looking at Tyson Fury because they was expecting him to do the unthinkable. That's all. They wanted, they came in there singing that Sweet Caroline and all that other bullshit, and they up there booing. I know it's some U.S. fans in there booing Deontay Wilder when he showed up to the Staples Center. Man, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. The U.S. fans will not give this man, who's a clean fighter, the time of day with genuine respect. Fred Thomas say, to this day, To this day, radio. I'm serious, man. Shout out to the Bronze Bomber, Deontay Wilder, and Team Bronze Bomber. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to that, because when I was down there at the fight, man, he gave me that plug to this day 3 times, man. That made my night. Seriously, real talk. That made my night. Because that's all I wanted. I knew he wasn't going to hold an interview, but he gave the patent to this day to the only person that was there. Believe me, I didn't purchase those seats. Where I was at that fight, people, I'm trying to tell you, when I'm in the media trenches, I have to make it to a specific location. I am prior military. So it's not like I don't know how to maneuver and get my way to a certain point. I did not pay for those seats. I paid for a whole entirely different location. And my objective was to get to that location, to LPOP, where the tunnel was, and sustain my position until Deontay Wilder came out of the tunnel. That's media trench warfare, people. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's doing pretty decent numbers, but that's what it's about. That's the backstory to it. Appreciate those comments, though. Watcher, Life Love, Fred. Life Love say WBC is the most prestigious. Real talk. The WBC is the most prestigious. And when you talk about that, people just don't know the ranking system. They don't know it. The WBO sits outside of the IBF. Inside of the IBF is the WBA. That's real talk. Good shit there, Tony. I mean, Life Love. Tony Snowflake said, I wish I could listen to some more. Putting the babies to sleep. I'll catch a replay. Shout out to World Combat Sports. Hey, appreciate that, Snowflakes. Real talk, man. You know, best wishes this weekend with your fam. I know where that's at, man. I did it myself. I'm doing it right now, actually, you know. Respire Fit say Joshua not ready. He need a sports psychologist to get him confident to fight Wilder. Fit. What is that about, bro? What is it about that this dude need to hire a psych doctor? He needs to go look. We're talking about serving under a nation, the umbra of the nation, red, white, and blue, right? United States of A, right? I'm talking about somebody who served in the Marines and did it for real. Joshua is sitting up here saying he's employing or he's hiring, and he have to go out for the special forces guys, the special ops guys, to one of the hardest training regimes that you would ever face in the Navy SEALs. That's another way that I just don't like what Joshua does, because he sits up here and he puts those big names out there to try to get people to think he's this subhuman. He's damn near immortal. Why would you bring the Navy SEALs into this particular fight week for extra exposure when you're fighting a guy that don't too many people know? Don't too many people know Andy Ruiz. He's a last minute replacement. But why would you say you had to get a doctor for this? A psych doctor. You had to pretty much, you know, put your mental thought process into the special force guys who really put their life on the line. Like, those guys go through some shit that Anthony Joshua never know. Just serving in the military. It's not an easy task, people. Ask anybody who went up there and did 64 training days in the Marine Corps boot camp. It's not an easy task. Ask Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe thought he was going to take his ass down there and they was going to sit up here and give him a free pass. We don't do that shit down in USMC. You step on the yellow footprints and go through forming, that's your ass, man. Only the strong survive. You get in, you either will pass or you're not. You either cut out for it or you're not. Please, Joshua, go down there to USMC boot camp. Go right ahead. Life Love say he's a black man. That's why they're not respecting Wilder, but he's going to gain his respect one KO at a time. I respect that. One KO at a time. I respect that. But with those KOs, I see Wilder kind of moving the public. You know what I'm saying? The general public. He's moving it. It's been a shift in his respect. Wilder, look, I have to tell you from seeing it myself, Wilder is one of these genuine guys who will sit there and give your kid that bomb squad. He would give your kid to this day. He would give the kid an interview and also the adults and the media. He would take pictures. I've seen him hang around, man. He's an approachable champion. That's what I like about that. He's an approachable champion, y'all. Anthony Joshua isn't approachable anything. He want to talk about coming over here and taking over the U.S. and don't nobody know Deontay Wilder when no one knows you. Who gives a damn if you hang out with Floyd Mayweather? Go ahead and hang out with Floyd. That doesn't mean you're going to get any more popular over here because look, over here in the U.S., we done seen it. We've seen it all over here when it comes to the sport of boxing. You're not going to come over here with some motherfucking built up physique. Just you know, you do about 20 or 50 push-ups. You take your protein shake and you come over here and think the whole entire boxing masses as seeing a phenom. Man, we seen them come and go over here. We spoiled over here in the US. We seen the best come and go. Glenn said, pathetic, stop supporting the fake champion. Hey, Glenn, thanks for dropping in, man. You know, I'm not going to give that. You must be talking about Anthony Joshua. I agree. I agree there, Glenn. Stop supporting a fake champion. I agree. And, you know, if you supporting Anthony Joshua, I think that coincides with your narrative. You know what I'm saying? Remember, don't get too emotional now. Don't get too emotional reading the title. Fred said, I got to get me one of those T-shirts with "To This Day" on it before I get to Jamaica at the end of June. Got to rep my heavyweight. Hey, yeah, Fred, you need to check that out, man. He just opened up a store off Flatbush. You know, fire. You know, he got the black and gold, the red and black, the gray and black. You know, go check it out, man. That's his deal. I don't have anything to do with that. Respire Fit said, I had the OG To This Day shirt on during the Brazil fight. Okay. Hey, where were you sitting at, man? What section were you in? The 200s? Were you down in the 200s or down near the floor or what? Life Love say, Fred Thomas Wilder said he's not looking past Ortiz, but through him. That man has a plan. Boy, do he has a plan. Do he? He's looking through Ortiz. And that's one thing I like about, you know, when the media was trying to press Wilder about getting a body on his record, right? He didn't waver, y'all. He didn't capitulate or surrender. He didn't sit up here and cater to them. He's basically said, I ain't taking back nothing I said. I told you what I said, and that's what I said. Straight up. He did not waver any way, shape, or form to what he said about catching a body on his record and what he wanted to do to Brazil. It was a lot more depth to that history that they had, the backstory between them two. As you all see, now that the trolls are showing up, right? Now that you see, after the fight, after knocking Brazil cold smack out, right? He gave the man a hug. Look, Dominique Brazil didn't even want to interview with Jim Gray immediately. He had to go over there and hug Wilder because that damn right hand humbled the shit out of Brazil. When Brazil broke that smile after the first exchange between him and Wilder, and then they had a little light exchange, you know, Deontay Wilder went to the body and then they clinched, and during the clinch, Brazil, you know, kind of popped Deontay in the back of the head. And a lot of you trolls was on my video talking about he didn't hit him in the back of the head. Well, shit. What happened when the ref broke him and called the fight? Deontay closed distance on full beat, right? And landed that touch jab with a damn crushing right hand. The rest is history. The rest is history. Hey, I appreciate that comment, Life Love. That shit was crazy. He said he looking through Ortiz. That's real talk. William said, hello, everyone. What's going on, William Brim? Nice to have you on deck, man. Fred Thomas said, I was at the Wilder versus Fury fight, and Fury was out cold. Damn. I can't imagine, man. I saw it. You know, everybody want to play the Undertaker music when he got up. They want to give Fury that swan song. Fury got up from Deontay Wilder's knockout. Man, look, are you not looking at Deontay Wilder's turnover power? He knocked Fury out in the 12th round. But yet, these little pockets of haters will sit up here and continue to criticize his technical skill set and fragment it with scrutiny without giving him any type of praise for a ring IQ and the power that he possessed as a human being. You know, that's your own fault, not mine. Gaiman said the cream will always rise to the crop. Real talk. I see the trolls coming in here. You know, you picked the correct channel to come in here with that nonsense. Stockholm's said Navy SEAL training is 6 months long. What the fuck is Joshua talking about? Hey, Stockholm, man, when he said that Navy SEAL, I'm saying, man, you full of shit. It ain't no goddamn way that you went through SEAL training. You aren't built for that. No, let me take you down to Paris Island. Let you and I go out and have a deployment and stay out in the field for 2 days. Get your ass out that UK affluency of being pampered, and let's go down there and do some real deployments. Let's do some Marine Corps deployments there, Joshua. I just don't appreciate that shit with him, with the special ops guys that I know have lost their lives. You know what I'm saying? These guys is you talk, you know, I was over there in combat talking to a couple of them one day, and then the next time they're not around. Those guys don't play. You don't steal the shine of these spec ops guys. You don't. They're on a whole nother level, man. This is serious. And that just goes to show you Anthony Joshua is all about Anthony Joshua. He just want to pretend. As much criteria that he can bring to shed light on himself, now the Navy SEALs, he'll do it. And guess what? If it would have been Wilder, you would have had all the Navy SEALs calling up, hey, man, why you go up here and pretend like you went through our training? No, man, you need to come up here and really go through the training, the whole 6 months. We need to see, can you actually swim? We need to make sure you're built for that. How and why no one is up in arms about Anthony Joshua bringing up the SEALs training? I find that very, you know, I'm just going to watch my words from what I say, because I am prior service, you know, without slighting off media topics. I just find it distasteful for Anthony Joshua to stoop that low to bring in the Navy SEALs. Real talk, because you don't even know what the fuck that training is about. You don't even know what the regular training is in the Army or the Navy. You know what I'm saying? Stockham said Navy SEAL training about 6 months. World Breaker, what's good? What's good, World Breaker? You know what I'm saying? Salute the World Breaker. Y'all be sure to follow that man's channel, man. Especially, you know, him and Kurt when they get on there, his co-host. Make sure you follow the platform. Got some real good shit popping off every day. Stockham Knowles said, doing it for 1 day is hard, but doing it every day for 6 months with little sleep and constant rush is what separates the SEALs from everyone else. Hey, it's a lot. Just what you said and everything else that goes along with intestinal fortitude, the will to never quit or give up, the heart, the determination. They push you past limits that has nothing to do with failure. What they push you to is damn near death. People have lost their lives going through SEAL training. Fuck ringing a bell. Some of them trainees don't even make it up to ring the bell because they wanted to stay there and stay there and stay there and reach levels that they didn't never think they can reach. They push you beyond failure. It's a difference. It's a difference, man. We're talking about SEAL training, one of the toughest there is. And Anthony Joshua wants to come over here to the U.S. and kind of, you know, brings a buffoonery over here and fool the people saying he went up there for Navy SEAL. What the fuck did you do with Navy SEALs? I'm pretty sure Navy SEALs was easy on your ass because look, how in the hell Anthony Joshua is going to do Navy SEAL training and his cardio is like a sloth with asthma? There's no fucking way he went up there and did shit with the Navy SEALs. World Breaker says, smash the like button. I appreciate that. Y'all smash the like button. I appreciate that, man. Real talk. And you know, I'm just getting off the ground floor. So those of you that's tuned in, I appreciate it. Real talk. I know it's Friday. A lot of y'all probably getting ready to go to the club. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all probably at the club right now, you know, getting your drink, you know, getting your head right. You know what I'm saying? Chilling with your girl, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel you. I mean, we live in that type of society right now. We can be on the phone at the club and wait till the crowd start to move in and everything and be out here listening to these lives. Hey, we appreciate it. Life Love say Floyd jealous of Wilder because of Wilder's record. You know, one person, you know, dealing with Floyd, man, he does have his ways about a lot of shit. Doesn't he, Life Love? I mean, he does, man. Floyd Mayweather is all about Floyd Mayweather. But I'm gonna leave it like that because I think Deontay Wilder, you know, speaking of Floyd's record, his record has been broken anyway. If it was any a record anyway, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a TIE fighter that's over there that's 51-0 already. But no one's gonna talk about him because he's unknown. No one's gonna mention it because he's unknown. Marino, hey, check this out. If you don't want to listen to the channel, you know, you can hit the door, bro. I'm not even gonna show you that much energy today because it's like my second full-time live. You know what I'm saying? So for whoever that's behind that, whatever, I'm moving on. Al Heyman, Mike Sanders, what's good with your salute, man? Al Heyman said Shelly Finkel are playing chess and Eddie Hearn is playing checkers. He just got outmaneuvered at every turn. Somebody should have told him, man, you ain't never lied. Chess. Damn. And look how they did it on fight week, on Anthony Joshua's fight week. Come on. Do you believe that was planned? Hell yeah, it was planned. Yes, indeed, it was planned. And I love it. I love the way they came in here and dropped them two bombs and have Anthony Joshua out here thinking, like, damn, I'm really, you know, Eddie, what we gonna do? Did y'all see the presser when Anthony Joshua was talking to the media and they was asking him a question, right? And you know one thing about Anthony Joshua, all the media that was there pretty much went through a protocol. You know, they passed all the inspection and all this other bullshit. And it was to take as less stress off Joshua as possible, right? So Eddie Hearn's always in a distance. So Eddie Hearns came up there and sat next to Anthony Joshua. And at that time, they asked Anthony Joshua about the $120 million deal or whatever $100 million deal with Deontay. And you know what? He said, hey, tell us, Joshua, about da da da. And you know, Joshua turned to Eddie Hearns. He was stumped because I'm telling you, he cannot answer the money questions, even for what he's getting paid. Eddie Hearns is getting the bulk load of that check. So when you asking him about Eddie Hearns' business and what he offered Deontay Wilder, you know, Anthony Joshua cannot deliver that information to you. For real. The only thing he worry about is making sure the strings are tight. So he can goddamn, when Eddie Hearns say raise your left hand and wave to the crowd, he can do it. When Eddie Hearns say, hey, I want you to hurry up and be at the jet or the plane at 7 o'clock sharp, you need to make sure those strings tight. You need to make sure you say, yes, Eddie Hearns, I'll be there. I'm gonna call it the way I see it. I saw Three Kings boxing over there. I definitely, you know, they put out content and give they 10-line articles or whoever the writer is over there. I can befuddle articles too and put the same stuff like freaking records and all that. But what I didn't understand is why this dude was saying Sir Eddie Hearns. Sir Eddie Hearns. Why are you giving him so much fucking respect? Sir Eddie Hearns? Dude, I respect Three Kings, man. I do, man. But goddamn, whoever that guy was, why are you saying Sir Eddie Hearns? I was an officer in the military, but you ain't gonna call me Sir White. Anyway, man, I'm moving on. Appreciate the love, that world breaker, real talk. Life Love say Floyd jealous of Wilder. Glenn said, let me go back up. Listen to your narrative, dude. Ruiz is gonna get a lunch money taken. He's a bum. Ruiz is gonna get more than lunch money taken, for real, because he's gonna eat before he come to the fight. But give it up to Ruiz. He looked like he was, pretty damn a little bit more trim than he was early on doing the press tour. Life Subs, and they try to belittle him for his dialect. And that's the main thing that Life Love, when it comes to Deontay Wilder. He's a smart man, and don't let the Southern dialect fool you. A lot of people do scrutinize Deontay Wilder and what he says. For real. A lot of people scrutinize Deontay Wilder. Every word, every time he's somewhat creative vernacular, and people sit up here and want to complain about a robust vocabulary, and then you sit up here and complain about a vocabulary that doesn't fit your narrative. Every time Deontay gets on the mic, they don't talk about him finishing all his opponents. I mean, knocking out all his opponents. You know what I'm saying? All they want to talk about how he looked, what he's saying, him wanting to catch a body, the Bronze Bomber want to catch a body on this record. That's the only shit you hear. No, and those motherfuckers, you need to get over it. Because, Muhammad Ali used to talk shit too. Mike Tyson, all them guys. There's plenty of fighters out here that used to talk shit to one another. Lennox Lewis, Riddick Bowe. I mean, come on, man. Y'all worry about the wrong shit. Y'all sitting up here trying to have somebody conform to your rules, but you don't conform to your own damn narrative. You're trying to dictate motherfuckers. Every time they open their mouth, you want to criticize them. But you're not a boxing fan because you ain't saying shit good about his performance. He go in there and freaking goddamn knock Fury the hell out, right? And you say, oh, Fury got up. Like, Ruiz is a bum. Listen to your narrative, dude. AJ fan still screaming. Duck laughing my ass off. How fight fans get mad between guys who want to fight the best and they on separate networks. I'm gonna get back to that right quick, Justin. Glenn said Justin who ducked 100 million to fight bums. AJ fans still screaming duck, laughing my ass off. How fast fight fans get mad between guys who fight on different networks. Y'all have to understand one thing. If you're gonna say Deontay Wilder turned down, when have you ever been the type of person that I can walk up to you and say, hey, can you sign this? What is it? Hey, just sign it, man. It's like, it's like a $200, but just sign it. And then come to find out, it has a whole lot of other fine details inside. Who knows the details? And if Deontay Wilder felt that he can make over 50 million in one fight, why would he sign himself to a constricted $100 million fight that designate him to contend against Dillian White and then to hold out against Anthony Joshua for 2 fights? Anthony Joshua can bullshit around and fight some other guys, and then what? Deontay Wilder's not going to get the money unless he fight Anthony Joshua. Why would you place all those stipulations on one fighter and not the others? Who gives a fuck about $100 million contract if, once again, Deontay can fight Anthony Joshua and make over 50 million? They're talking about that possibly being one of the biggest fights in boxing history. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua. I just wish, I don't wish. I'm going to tell y'all need to drop the fucking stick that y'all carrying around trying to act like you're teaching a class when it comes down to $100 million deal. Every time Eddie Hearns puts shit out on the media, y'all motherfucking soak that shit up. Y'all come over there with y'all bowl and your spoon and you eat that shit up. It can't be that easy, man. Somebody on the outside coming in and he say, "Oh, we offered Deontay 100 million." Do we know all the fine details? And why are you sitting up here trying to hurry up and get Deontay locked in to a restrictive contract that doesn't allow his freedom? The man right now is free to make his own goddamn decisions, and they're doing a damn good job. Let's be real. He's doing a damn good job. And let's talk about the zone. The zone needs that Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua fight. They need it, y'all. Right or wrong. The zone needs that fight. I don't care. You can sign Devin Haney, Tevin Farmer, Jesse Vargas, Katie Taylor. Man, you can sign Demetrius Andrade. You can sign whoever you want over there. Dillian White, Jarrell Miller. You sign whoever you want. None of them Deontay Wilder, though. No fights is going to bring in the cash flow to the zone even close than a Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, period. Fred Thomas say, World Combat Sports got 300 on Reeves. If he wins, he will make me 6,000. God damn. Hey, man. Fred, I just can't co-sign that. Look, the money's good. The money's good. And you know what? In that particular case over here in the U.S., man, I just don't know. I mean, the influence and all that shit, manipulation, and looking out for Joshua. Joshua is one of the most micromanaged, protected champions in the sport of boxing. I'm serious. When he goes up there to a face-off and both fighters put their hand behind their back, I'm like, man, Eddie Hearns has been just instructing them like little babies. They don't want the shit to happen with Jarrell Miller. And y'all just don't understand. Jarrell Miller pushed Anthony Joshua, and Joshua said, okay, all right. He said, okay, we cool. But what's up with this hand behind the back type shit on the face-off? Like, fighters have self-control if they choose to. If they choose to land a two-punch combination like Riddick both did on Larry Donald, okay. If you want to get into a brawl in NYC like Muhammad Ali and Joe Frazier, I mean, hey, do what you do, man. It's gonna go down. Chris Jackson says Sugar Ray Robinson won 78 straight. Yeah. Look, Sugar Ray Robinson back in the day, man, those records, people are not gonna appreciate those particular records because of the losses. Okay. You know, a lot of people look at the right side of the ledger, and if it's cleaned and leveled out, it's zero. You know, that's the kind of era that we live in right now. But I understand what you're saying, man. You know what I'm saying? It's very respectable. And we can look at Roberto Duran, you know, who you see the Chavez. It's a lot of fighters that went undefeated, you know, up to that point. But undefeated in retirement is what Floyd Mayweather is trying to do. Justin say no blacks or Cubans, and you're in New York. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, this real talk, Justin. When I said the shade is not a natural setting for that environment over there in NYC, nah, get the fuck out of here with that. That's bullshit, man. You're going to come over here to the U.S. and you're going to restrict. I believe they denied Blue Blood media pass. And we know Blue is damn near everywhere when it comes to NYC over there, right? And they even restricted his media credentials. They restricted Blue Blood media credentials, y'all. Anybody, we're talking about a single individual, and I'm trying to tell you how powerful they think they know us to be. That's power right there. One man has an influence for Eddie Hearns to ensure that he doesn't step through that door and ask Anthony Joshua the tough questions. And I've seen and heard Blue Blood interview. Dude is on tap at 100 when he interviews. He's going to ask questions. I ain't going to lie. I can tell you, you know, I haven't been interviewing in front of the camera for, you know, a while. Like I said, I was a writer. I learned some stuff listening to him interview. You know what I'm saying? I learned some stuff from other media people when they're on deck interviewing these fighters. So of course Eddie Hearns didn't want him up there. Of course, man. That's just crazy. Justin said the weigh-in was embarrassing. I totally agree, man. That shit was absolutely embarrassing. It was bland. It wasn't no excitement. The energy was just like a shoebox. I mean, it was just like nothing going on there, man. I mean, you're fighting in Madison Square Garden. I could tell you the energy was much different for the Crawford and Khan fight than it was for the damn Anthony Joshua and Ruiz fight. Glennie said, why so much jealousy for your fellow black race? Hey, man, that's been going on forever, man. And, it's up to the voices to be heard and to continue to speak up on it. What I don't like about the whole situation when it comes to this media is that people believe that you should ask for permission to support the heavyweight champion who happened to be out of Tuscaloosa, Alabama, from the South and black, right? They act like for anyone who's supporting it like myself, they'll call me a fanboy. They'll call you a dick rider, right? But if you supporting a fighter like Lomachenko, or Gennady Golovkin, Anthony Joshua, or any of them, UK fighters, boxing, you are pure, you love what you do. I appreciate that. Look, I'm telling you, they will get on your bandwagon. If you're boosting up those fighters, they will get on your bandwagon. Joshua's a gold medalist. Vasily Lomachenko, double gold medalist. No one like him. He's an anomaly to the sport of pugilism. Man, come on, man. Come on. We don't need permission to support these fighters over here. We've been knowing there's been champions. Is there like 16 or 17 black champions in the sport? How many is on the pound for pound list? Why can't Terrence Crawford surpass Vasily Lomachenko? That's real talk, man. That's the sport of boxing. That's just the sport of boxing. Chase that coin. He said, I can't get over him holding AJ's belts. He was too happy doing that. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Chase the coin, right? I'm glad you mentioned that because that just goes to show you how they took advantage of the newcomer. They took advantage of him. They had that man up there holding Anthony Joshua's belts, right? While Anthony Joshua was in the background greeting Sam Watson. The point of respect and courtesy and etiquette was to be up there holding your own damn belts. But the subliminals are real, y'all. Y'all need to tune into this shit. Subliminals are real. They had Andy Ruiz and his trainer up there holding the belts. He hasn't even won the titles yet. Did you see when they was in NYC that time and Jarrell Miller was on stage with Anthony Joshua holding the belts? And when Jarrell Miller was, yelling and screaming obscenities at Joshua, talking about his mother, and Joshua went over there and acted like he was going to hand those belts to Eddie Hearns, and Hearns looked at him like, boy, you must have lost your goddamn mind. I ain't holding your damn belts. And that's when he turned to Jarrell Miller and said, hey, Jarrell, chill. And Jarrell was still going in on Joshua. I thought that was some bullshit. I thought that was like a servitude type of deal. Hold my belts for me. Like he used to help. I'm telling you, y'all, that was some bullshit. It just seems like, hold my belts, motherfucker. You're the help. You're the new guy. It's just like in football, how the rookies have to go around and wash clothes and go get food for the vets. That's the same shit I felt seeing Ruiz being taken advantage of like that. I know you won't get Deontay or nobody in his crew to hold that goddamn belt. Believe me, if they got the belts in their hand, it's because Deontay goddamn knocked Joshua out and he's won the belts. It ain't nobody in Deontay's crew who's gonna hold Joshua's belts. That's period. Real talk. It's not happening, y'all. That was some bullshit. Chase Corn said he's gonna pull a Danny Jacobs and lay down. I'm getting that feeling, man. You know why I'm getting that feeling there, Chase that corn? Is because Andy Ruiz, just like you said, when I saw him holding them belts and his trainer, I say, man, that's some bullshit. This fight, this dude might take that L, man. Andy may take that L. But Fred say he got 300 He's due to make 6,000. Hey, that's good money right there, y'all. Copperface King, I think Ruiz gonna give AJ 12-round fight. Hey, I said that. It's possible it may go 12 rounds, man. I don't see it. I don't know, man. Practice Patient said the Zone sending 4 fight contracts when he wants to fight. It'll be Showtime hosting PBC versus Matchroom. It should have a guarantee plus upside on PPVs. I agree. I mean, look, Deontay's making the calls, and he go in here and he knock out Ortiz and finish and get a victory, whether it be knockout or whatever over Tyson Fury. I don't foresee that it being a 50-50 fight anymore. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Practice Patient said boxing ego too. Hey, boxing does have that. The hate is real from Copperface. That's because Joshua has no personality. Joshua has a personality suited for Joshua and the UK fans. That's it. How can I be from Nigeria? I have Nigerian blood, and you don't see me doing anything that's remotely related, closely related to that part of me. You know what I'm saying? That's my history. That's my DNA. That's my country. Like, how can you be in a country where you don't see none of it? That's what they do over there, man. Life Love say the weigh-in was dull and it was boring. It was almost seemed like they had lunch before the weigh-in and was going through the runoff. They was going to the runoff in the sunset singing Lean on Me. For real, man. Shit, that was one of the most lethargic. I'm telling you, that was the worst weigh-in I've seen in a long ass time. Real talk. Respire Fit say, I miss those real interviewers. It sounds like they are fans of Joshua. They never ask real tough questions. Hey, and you know, that goes to a little snippet that I put out here on Facebook. I call it Bezel Media on the drop, where you get a video, you record it right on the drop, and during the video, you talk. You know what I'm saying? It's not just the media that you get and you isolate it, you know what I'm saying, a standalone, and you go and make your edits to it and you put your watermark. No, this is Bezel Media. This is something I do myself when I go on top of a video and I get the snippets off of it. And during the video, I'm making comments. And I did that today with Anthony Joshua when this UK, and then you got UK people taking out dollar bills for him to do an autograph. You know what I'm saying? The dude say, oh, you a legend. How the fuck is Anthony Joshua a legend? How? Is Anthony Joshua better than Lennox Lewis? Even though Lennox Lewis has dual citizenship, I mean, come on, man. How the fuck is Anthony Joshua a legend? I'm not even going to entertain that bullshit you just said. Tell me you a legend. How the fuck he a legend? Justin said Joshua only has personality when he uses Wilder's material. Yeah, and even when he say to this day, man, it's weak. It's falsetto. It's high pitch. He can't even put the bass in his voice. You know what you need to do bomb squad like that on the drop? I've heard it in person. I've seen it at the fight cards. I've seen him do that shit over and over again. For him to put that much diaphragm in bomb squad, it takes energy, y'all. Life Love said they did try to make an idiot of Ruiz. When I saw that video earlier, I said to myself, that was disrespectful they did to Ruiz. And I agree that Life Love, it was disrespectful to him and his team. But do that shit with Wilder's team. Hey, try that shit with the people Wilder roll with. Hey, Wilder got some family and some day one cats to roll with him. I promise you, dog, that shit ain't popping. For real. Anthony Joshua ain't making nobody in Wilder's crew hold goddamn belts unless he won them. That just goes to show you how they took advantage of Ruiz and made him look like he was the help. It's subliminally saying that you're going to perform servitude. We gave you the freaking shot. Now hold our belts while Anthony Joshua's in the background shaking hands. I'm like, come on. Anthony Joshua, man. Get out of here, man. Bullshit. Life, love. You're right. It was disrespectful, man. Practice patience. It seems like top-ranking PBC freezing out AJ. I don't think they're freezing out AJ. What about when AJ said he was going to freeze out Wilder? I don't think they're patient. I don't think they're freezing out AJ. I think it's money to be made, and they fucked Wilder off so much last year for like 3 to 4 months that he's pretty much agitated. He has zero tolerance to go into another negotiation process, and it's futile. Why in the hell would Deontay Wilder go in there and get shamed twice? You know what I'm saying? Why would he put himself through that? That ain't cool. That doesn't make no sense at all. Right now, the momentum's changing for Deontay Wilder. You know why? Because the way he's talking to the public, what he's standing for, and also how he's taking the leadership and control of his career, and he's doing it his way on his terms. That's the American public is respecting that shit slowly but surely. They're respecting it, y'all. You all are respecting it. Of course, we're going to get some AJ trolls in here, but guarantee you those are the ones that hide behind the damn screen. They don't make a single comment, and they push the damn dislike button. You know what I'm saying? The thumbs down button, and they keep it moving. They don't make one freaking comment because they mad. The momentum is in Wilder's favor. The energy. He's shifting gears and he's pressing the gas the way he sees fit. I like the way what him and his team is doing for the sport of boxing. They're cementing his legacy for greatness. Deontay Wilder will be a future Hall of Famer, whether y'all want to hear that or not. It's true. Copperface said it sounds hella scripted. I agree, man. Practice Patient said Canelo would hold Mayweather belts. I don't think Canelo would have held Mayweather belts. I don't think Canelo would have did that back then. I don't think he'd even do it. No. But you know what I want to see? It would be good to see Mayweather come out of retirement and fight Canelo Álvarez. I think the fight would be one of the biggest grossing fights in the sport of boxing. I think Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua will be one of the biggest fights in boxing history. That's just my opinion. Copperface King said AJ and his team have no idea what the American boxing fan wants to see. I don't think they give a damn what we want to see. They think they can just come over here and talk in front of the mic, and the American people are so gullible that they're going to soak it all in and digest it and take it out on the American fighters. That's what Eddie Hearns believed last year when he was talking all that nonsense. When he was talking about, oh, Wilder keep on talking, we're going to freeze him out. You know, Wilder, who has he fought? What was his best fight? In Alabama? Where's the money? 1 minute he say he verified the 50 million, and the other minute he's like, what bag? Was it a garbage bag? What the money's in the bag? What is he talking about? When Eddie Hearns was being facetious and just bloviating everything about Wilder's narrative, now it's biting him in the ass because Deontay said, fuck y'all. I'm doing shit my way. Period. I ain't waiting on no motherfucking body. I'm doing it my way. Sit back and watch me. That's what's going on right now. The power play is in full effect. AJ played himself, listened to his handlers. Hey, Copperface, when you are tied down in a contractual obligation with the wrist and ankles, what more can AJ do? Do you ever see him in front of the lens speaking for a long period of time? He's always have somebody there to instruct him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on, man. AJ isn't good in front of the camera. We've seen that already. And when he stops in with ESPN and all that, they make sure only certain questions are asked to AJ. Else he won't come back through. And you think that's going to be a legend of boxing? You think that's going to be the fighter that changed the sport? That ain't happening, man. Patient saying, I'm Team Wilder 100%. Bomb Squad to this day. Willie Beeman. Hopefully Fury won't get robbed this go around. Hey, say what you want. If you feel he got robbed, you have the right to your opinion. I can tell you what he did get in the 12th round. You let me know how that went. Yeah, they did grill him, Castillo. They did. They did. And you know, I like Stephen A. Stephen A is an OG. Stephen A. Smith is an OG, man. I remember when people was giving him hell and all that, but Stephen A. Smith, man, he's a hard-working dude, man. He's a hard-working dude. I'm glad they asked him what they asked him. And you know, Stephen A, of all people, he's seen the highest tier in the fight game. You know, basketball and everything is his strongest point, but he's getting there with boxing. You know, he's getting there with MMA a little bit. He got a long ways to go. I would love to be on the show and talk, you know, some boxing and MMA with Stephen A, but you know, and his vocabulary, it won't stump me at all. I ain't worried about that. Mr. Weed Blunt, he would never get them belts. This fight would never happen. Sorry. Yeah, the fight is going to happen. Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua is going to happen. Practice patients say Fury didn't get robbed. The ref gave him a 12 count. Hey, if people still up here believing that Fury got robbed, go ahead. You have the right to say some bullshit whenever you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? We all know Jack Reese gave him more than a 10 count. And for those of you not understanding how that worked, if any part of the body other than the sole of the shoe touches the canvas, the referee will point to the canvas to signal a knockdown. And then he will pick up the count by the counter on the ring side. And if that count is at 3, 4, or whatever the case, the referee will pick up the count. All right, that's how that works. Jack Reese was trying to explain to the boxing public that it's no such thing as a 10 count. Jack Reese, of all people, he say it's no such thing as a 10 count. Why the fuck we have it in the rules then? If the referee rules is that you're not supposed to get within a certain distance of the fighter, and you're supposed to point to the canvas to signal a knockdown, if any part of the fighter other than the soles of his shoe touches the canvas, it's considered a knockdown. It's according to how the fighter was got there. If it was from a punch, then therefore it's considered a knockdown. All right, we know a stumble and everything in that nature, the referee will call it off as a slip or whatever. But I'm just saying, when there's a legitimate knockdown, they pick up the count ringside. Jack Reese went over the count of 10. Then he gets on there and have to explain himself on ESPN and said there's no such thing as a 10 count. That's bullshit. And no one really held him accountable for that for a long period of time. They let that shit come in and out, you know. Willie Beeman said, Wilder can't even get out the coherent sentence, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? AJ don't make sense. I'm not sure what you meant by that. Wilder can't even get out a coherent sentence. What's a coherent? Isn't coherent is comprehending? Coherent is being aware of something, right there, Willie? Coherent is saying, I'm aware, I'm competent enough, I'm comprehending what you're talking about. So if you tell me something and just say it's however you choose to tell me and I comprehend, isn't that being coherent enough to visually and pick up the audibles? Isn't it? Because what you just said, coherent, is kind of out of context. It's like a cauchology, an anacaluthia. It's basically you using the word out of context. Coherent sentence. What's a coherent sentence, bro? Explain that shit to me. Google that. What's a coherent sentence, Justin? See, that's dumb shit like that, man. Willie Floyd wasn't the best talker, but look at him. Man, y'all worried about how a dude talk when you know damn well that's not even a priority when it comes to boxing. Y'all sitting up here acting like y'all have thesis. Y'all have y'all doctorate degrees. Why are y'all trying to act like the English language isn't the most destructive and manipulated dialect there is? It's so many levels to English. Just because I may use a word that's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's a big word. It just means that you're unfamiliar with it. That's anybody in life, y'all. Why y'all worried about how somebody talks? I could take you to some country cats and they can speak and they sound country as hell, and they'll say some shit, and I guarantee you'll be up there commending them. Ah, that was cool. That was cool right there. That's cool. That shit was funny right there. Oh, okay, I got that. That's cool. But Wilder from the South, y'all put too much emphasis on the wrong shit, man. Could still say Mayweather is the best ever. It's not even close. He's boring as hell, but superior fighter. Yeah, right now, the way Mayweather goes, win in the ring and perform, I commend and salute him. To the way his family went about changing the sport of boxing, especially the money that he was able to gross as a fighter, his technical skill set and expertise, man. To see his vigilance, it's just amazing. Amazing what he was able to do in there. Willie Beeman said, being a Wilder fan is cool, but not giving AJ props is pure hate. You're saying not giving AJ props. If you're talking about me giving him props, why should I have to give him props on anything? What is props? What is props? What is a coherent sentence and what is props? Because I really haven't spoke on AJ's technical deficiencies yet. I just been speaking on how he's acting. You know what I'm saying? I say the same thing when people up here vilifying Wilder for speaking. And all they talk about, they want to zoom in on his narratives, and they don't talk about shit else. And then, oh, he just got a right hand. He just doesn't have a right hand. He has ring IQ. He has range. He has quickness. He has a jab. If it was that easy to talk about a fragmented freaking set of fundamentals, he's 41-0. What props are we supposed to delegate to AJ? And why are you sitting up here believing that that's part of the process? I haven't even talked this whole entire live. I haven't really said anything about AJ as a boxer in the ring. It's been all about how he's acting over here on press week. That's it. You need to listen. You need to listen to my coherent sentences, okay? I don't want you to be non-coherent. Justin, props for what, dude? Could still say it's not hate when he's running from fighting fighting kids. Willie Beeman said running Wilder turn to fight. What the fuck planet do y'all live on? Wilder didn't run for no fight. Just because Eddie Hearns put an offer out there, okay, it doesn't mean Wilder has to sign it. Why are y'all so attentive to forcing someone to take and sign a contract which you don't know shit about? You don't know what the hell that was on the contract. When you go purchase a vehicle and they just tell you, hey, this is the vehicle you kind of wanted, right? All right, this is the price we're giving. Just sign this contract. You're not going to ask about anything else with the vehicles. You don't care about the miles. You don't care about how many seats in there. If seats are in there, you don't care for engine in there. How many cylinders? You don't care about none of that shit. Does it have any damage to it? Has it been wrecked? The frame bent? All you want to do, okay, you giving it to me for what, $2,500? Okay, cool. That's cool. All right, I'll take that. What do I sign? That's not going to happen. Why the fuck y'all keep talking about a $100 million contract when you haven't heard? Name another fighter that got that same type of contract, that same type of itemized contract. Fight Dillian White and fight AJ. What props do we have to give them? Tell me that. Why are you over here, Willie? Why don't you got there and give Wilder some props for being the best heavyweight in the division? Why don't you do that shit right quick? Chase the Corn say they all like talking about Wilder's legs, which is gay. Man, I ain't talking about that man dimensions, man. You know, I've been in his. I had the opportunity to be around a grown ass man that's sitting up here fighting in the sport for his kids. I've been supporting him long before I jumped on this channel. Long before. You can look at my Facebook lives. Long before I start covering, had the opportunity to cover him, period. They can talk about what they want, man. I don't get into that nonsense. When you start critiquing a man's physique, that's some bitch ass shit, period. That's what P. Diddy said when you know, what was that show P. Diddy did? Making the Band or something like that. He called it bitch assness. That's exactly what it is. It's bitch assness. What's going on, Kiara? First time I saw you over here, salute. He said Wilder's a supreme, super undisputed champion, and Joshua had his chance. Joshua's gonna get another chance at the negotiation table, I believe. I'm not sure, but I'm just saying it's a lot of money to be made out there for both fighters. So sooner or later, they're gonna have to come and make that happen. Of course, AJ's gonna have Eddie in tow, and Wilder's gonna step up there and make it. You're not gonna be able to do a press tour without hearing Bomb Squad in your ear, Anthony Joshua. Get over it. Get over it. You're gonna have to face the music, man. Whether it's To This Day or Bomb Squad. Either way, you're gonna have to face it. Castillo said, funny how all the top fighters saying they got lowball offers from AJ. Say that one more again. Say that one more again. It's people out here that know how to read coherent sentences. I'm reading this coherent sentences. All right. Because I don't want to be incoherent. I want to be coherent in my narratives. Funny how all the top fighters saying they got lowball offers from AJ. And you think AJ's telling the truth. LOL, you're just a nut rider. Man, if you look, I always say how intelligent people sometimes keep their brain in park, right? And you're sitting up here and you're reading simple banter from people who have passed middle school and high school. And you expect them, age appropriation and maturity, to be able to read a full sentence, right? And that shit make all the sense in the world. If you have other fighters that's saying AJ gave them a low ball offer, then why the fuck are y'all complaining about Deontay Wilder turning down 100 million? That Willie? Why are you complaining, man? You need to do more research, bro. And you ask a lot of Anthony Joshua fans, all they want to do is talk about how his physique is. They live vicariously through that dude. That's what they do. They live vicariously through Anthony Joshua. They want to be him. They want to walk out to the pyrotechnics with a white robe on, the levitating stages, and hear the roar of the crowd singing Sweet Caroline, and go in there and get the referee to help him win and then leave. They love that shit. Practice Patient said AJ made sure Wilder didn't come inside the ring. I'm going to repeat that. AJ made sure Wilder didn't come inside the ring. AJ made sure Wilder didn't come inside the ring. Why is that? How come it was so easy for Fury fight to get made? AJ a fraud. Hey, man, that's a coherent sentence right there. God damn it. Let's be real. That's a coherent sentence. Kiara said, last man standing, undefeated champion, and still. Hey, man, I tell people all the time, it's gonna be a while before Deontay Wilder, have that one person that really challenges him. It's going to be a while because he's continuing to get better. He's the heaviest hitter in the sport, and people can overlook it all they want. It's going to take more than AJ. Seriously. It's going to take more than Efe Ajagba. It's going to take more than Daniel Dubois. It's going to take more than Anthony Yard. It's going to take more than Alexander Usyk. It's going to take, well, he's retired. I'm not even going to mention his name. It's going to take more than Dillian White. Now that Joseph Parker is somehow signed to the zone for whatever fucking reason, he probably going to go in there and face Anthony Joshua again. I see it coming. Joseph Parker is probably going to go in there and face Dillian White possibly in a rematch again. Because they just goddamn screwing Dillian White all sorts of ways. I told his ass, do not get up there and campaign for Eddie Hearns and them once you won that fight and you jump in front of the camera talking about, let's go, Deontay, let's go. Nobody didn't fucking buy that shit. And now look at you. You mad as shit because they won't even respect you enough to give you a title shot with Anthony Joshua. Dillian White is fucking mad as hell right now because they had him dangling in front of the camera to try to get that fight with Deontay Wilder when he should have been campaigning for himself to step back in there and redeem himself with Anthony Joshua. And they know Dillian White has gotten better. They know that, but they just don't want to give that man a chance, y'all. Dillian White is too much of a threat to step back in there with Anthony Joshua. Justin say that Willie guy probably thinks Ruiz would beat Ortiz. Hey man, Willie was upset in his emotions. His estrogen level was just a little bit high. You know, he need to go in there and take some samples and call up the local doctor, go to the dang urgent care or something. You know, because his sentences was not coherent. Practice patients say, yeah, they make so many excuses about Ortiz, but UK fighters turn him down. Hey, Anthony Joshua, you know, he was supposed to be the one that faced Anthony Joshua back then, but he ended up popping positive. You know what I'm saying? And they stalled Ortiz out, man. They stalled Ortiz back. You know, he was supposed to face Anthony Joshua. They stalled him out on pay, on what he should get paid. I believe it. They was fucking off Luis King Kong Ortiz, stalling him out. And guess what? He ended up popping positive. But guess what? Again, Deontay Wilder gave him a chance. Once he was cleared to fight again, Deontay gave him a chance. Practice patient said Daniel Dubois coming up. Hey, I'm gonna see what his next fight. It's a lot of hype between Daniel Dubois coming up. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of hype between Daniel Dubois coming up. I just find him to be extremely slow right now. It's a lot of hype between. It's a lot of backstory to Daniel Dubois and what he did to somebody in sparring. Continue to grow though. I think he's 8-0 right now, undefeated. Continue to grow. Just like they asked Efe Ajagba at the Deontay Wilder fight. Somebody asked him, do you want to be the one to step in there? Hey, Efe said, I'm taking my time. You damn right you taking your time, Efe. Because you don't want to step in there with the bronze bomber, dog. Hey, that was a good, intelligent response that Efe gave. Very intelligent. And Justice said, I'm leaving for vacation. Hey, man, shout out to Alabama. When you get there, man, they got some good food. It's according to where you go. They got some very good food over there. Castillo said, great live stream, my dude. Keep it up. Real talk, Castillo. Real talk. Thanks for tuning in. Practice patients say that PPV will have Wilder versus AJ making over 100 million apiece. Damn, that's real good money, man. I'm telling you, that's heavy. That's heavy. But you know, Deontay Wilder go in here, knock out King Kong Ortiz, finish Tyson Fury. I don't think it should be a 50-50 slash though. Because if you compare who's done what in the past several months, Deontay Wilder will have the edge on that. That's just my OP. Copperface King said AJ can't last 3 rounds for Wilder, in my opinion. AJ is extremely scared, and we all know how AJ's cardio is. So when it comes down to him, you know, getting through, if he can get through the press tour, it'll be amazing. But he the type of dude that'll sit over there and say, you know what, I want to do my press tour over in this room, and we're going to have the bronze bomber in that room over there. I want security in between. And also the SEAL team that I was talking about, I want you to kind of bring some of the members of the SEAL team on here to make sure that that's extra layer on the perimeter. Anthony Joshua will do some shit like that. He'll come out his pocket and say, hey, I want to hire the SEAL team to walk me to the ring and also be my security for fight week. Because I'd be damned if Deontay Wilder yelled bomb squad in my ear. I need to hear what my corner is telling me during the fight. Deontay Wilder might yell bomb squad to this day. 3 times to this day. Goddamn Anthony Joshua, man. That dude is funny as hell. Respire Fit say, I thought it was whack when Josh prevented Wilder from coming into the ring after the fight. I believe he was also banned from the arena in the UK. Hey, so many rumors was talked about the restraining order, and they was trying to get Deontay Wilder to come over there and then make him look like a fool. But it backfired because they was trying to say, we're placing an offer out there for you, and we're going to pay Deontay for his appearance. Okay, we're going to pay him appearance money. But then they was going to try to make a mockery of him. And I don't know why they think this man is just clueless and he don't have any intelligence to how he moves. He does. He has a lot, man. And for Joshua to say he don't want him in the ring, he don't want him in the arena, guess what? You get what you get right now, man. That was what you call bitch assness. That's what he was doing by keeping Deontay on the outside and not allowing him to split the ropes. You allowed the Klitschko brothers in there. You know what I'm saying? Nobody was talking about Tyson Fury when he came in the ring with Deontay Wilder talking all that shit. And Deontay said, I'll baptize your ass. And what happened? He baptized Tyson Fury. I'm telling Anthony Joshua, man, he has a group of dudes that stand behind him. I'm not that dude, man. I'm just keeping it honest. Find a live out here where I'm supporting Anthony Joshua. You're not going to find a single one. Don't tell me I have to give props. When you up here talking about Deontay Wilder keeps talking, I'm going to freeze him out. Who says some diva prima donna type shit like that when you in the hurt business? I cannot respect that shit you talking. You're in the hurt business, Anthony Joshua, and you're talking about freezing out a grown man just for talking bravado, just for coming at you because he's a champion and he want those belts, one face, one name, one champ. Get out of here, man. Could still say Wilder versus Joshua is going to happen. Nobody should worry about that. Just hope Wilder can get it done as soon as possible because he's the one making the fight happen. Yeah, Chris Jackson, AJ not including tomorrow, has to figure out his next 3 fights to keep his stock up. Wilder has Ortiz and Fury ×2. Yeah. Wilder hit him on the head with a claw hammer twice. And it was planned. This was planned to drop. This was planned, y'all. I guess Tyson Fury told Eddie Hearn some bullshit. And he thought he had Tyson Fury in the loop as always. Just like he believed that Tyson Fury was going to sign with him once he was coming off his hiatus, and he ended up signing with Frank Warren. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they just playing with Eddie, man. But hey, those who play with Eddie, you have those that basically kowtow, genuflect, the ones who are very submissive. They would give him all that love. Like I said, dude was over there saying, Sir Eddie Hearns. How the fuck? He's a Sir Eddie Hearns. Get out of here, bro. God damn, man. You have some dignity, man. Have some dignity. When I go up here and ask these fighters for an interview, I'm asking them for an interview. My work ethic is what it is. It ain't no kissing ass. It's who I support. I don't know why some people always want to parlay when it comes to, you might have a black media, you have a black fighter, and they say you kissing ass. You know what I'm saying? Why can't I just show support? Why can't I just show support for a fighter? You know, like when I went up to Teofimo Lopez and I covered him those couple of times, he was a cool cat, man. Him and his dad, he was a cool dude. Real cool. You know, last time I saw Josh Greer Jr., man, I'm telling you, Josh Greer Jr. don't blink out of Chicago. Y'all need to pay attention to that cat. Much love, man. I support Josh Greer Jr. 100%. He's doing big things in the bantamweight division, making big moves. Y'all need to check Joshua Greer Jr. out. He's going to be on the co-main event in Newark under the main event, Shakur Stevenson. And you all know what Shakur Stevenson did his last fight. You already know what he's doing. Respire Fit say, okay, I got to go. I will have some boxing vids tutorials and show on YouTube. Also, be blessed. Hey, no doubt. Thanks for dropping in there, Respire Fit. Appreciate it. Salute to you and look forward to seeing you on here again. Salute to you. Castillo say, you like MMA? I talk that MMA too, man. I cover MMA since the inception. I think MMA is the most exciting sport in the world by a long shot than basketball, than boxing. I love boxing, but it's just frustrating and boring fights. A lot of time. Okay, you know, I'm glad you mentioned MMA. I'm not going to get too far on it because it's a boxing topic. But I will have lives dealing with mixed martial arts. I just feel that mixed martial arts is a stylistic matchup to be interesting, because if you put a Damon Maia in there in his early days, where you put like a Johnny Hendricks in there, who's a wrestler, you know, unless those two negate one another, you might have a lay and pray type of fight. That's the only fucked up thing about mixed martial arts. It's evolved so much that you don't really have that going on where two fighters will land on top of each other. No one's improving the position. You know what I'm saying? No one's transitioning. Then it becomes a very boring ass fight with two fighters just working on their ground game. But it's changed so much, man. I'm telling you. Like, it's changed. It's crazy right now on how mixed martial arts has evolved. It's crazy. John Bones Jones is the go to mixed martial arts. You can say GSP all day long. People say Chuck Liddell. People say Anderson Silva, whatever the case. But John Jones right now, his only blemish on his record is freaking Matt Hamill from an illegal elbow. Mr. Weed Blunt said, man, about the A and B side. He got them belts. That's the A side. I don't agree with that at all, Mr. Blunt. I don't agree with that at all. The reason why is because Canelo stepped in there with Gennady Golovkin, and he didn't have no belts, and he was the A side. I don't agree with that. I'm just being honest, man. I just don't agree with Anthony Joshua having the belts, and that makes him automatically A side. The A and B side is one of those favoritism, popularity, resume type of coordinated, you know, give or take type of reasoning. Real talk. Because if you look at it, Deontay Wilder has the most coveted belt of all of them. Take away the IBO, who cares about that IBO title? The only one who cares about the IBO is Anthony Joshua. But when you look at the WBA and WBO, okay, I got it. But the most coveted belt of all of them is the WBC. 910. Salute, man. Thanks for dropping in. Said World Combat Sports, what's cracking? Smash the like button. I appreciate that. B-Man 910. Appreciate your support. Thanks for dropping in. Real talk. I know it's a late one. You know what? I appreciate y'all for staying up late with me and talking this boxing. You know what I'm saying? I really had to get on here and, you know, start to fire up the participation with you, the fight fans, the mainstreamers, purists, World Combat Sports. You know, be sure to follow them and subscribe to the channel. Pass the word, y'all. You know, follow me on Facebook and IG. We live in a media era where all of that is concerning. All of that is important to us, media vehicles, as we segue from event to event, fight card to fight card. They look at our media outlets. If you think they don't, I'm telling you, they do. They check out Facebook, Twitter, IG. So your support is encouraged. I appreciate it. I'm grateful. Thank you for tuning in on this Friday night. So I'm about to get up out of here because I know a lot of y'all probably already at the club. A lot of y'all probably sitting in the parking lot, you know, sipping, because y'all don't want to, you know, go through the doors and pay them $15 for a goddamn shot of whatever you drink, at a Patron or whatever. I'm telling you, the best way to do it is take your own. That's the best way to do it, man. If you're going to go in there and you want to get right, take your own. Sit out in the parking lot, get there early enough. 3 or 4, 5 to the head. When you walk through the door, man, you're going to feel good. Your pocket's going to be right. Everything, man. Believe that. But until next time, you know, be sure to turn up and tune in to World Combat Sports, man. I should do this again. Hey, I'm just kicking off, so I really don't have a set schedule. But as the topics come in, I will definitely let you know. And also be sure to check out worldcombatsports.com. You know, read some of my articles. All the articles that's on that site is what I wrote. All the video content that's on here, some of it, and maybe some that's not, is on worldcombatsports.com website. So be sure to check it out, y'all. Be sure to share the vid, like the content. Next time you're on here, make sure you elbow a goddamn work behind the stick and smash that like button. shoot the 2, whatever you choose to do. You know, you want to give a flying knee, a heel kick, any way you see fit, man, long as you connect. All right, I'm out. Salute.